I'm sure you've heard the news. But if you haven't, buckle up, because this is one of those behind-the-scenes Hollywood stories that's almost too wild to believe. It's got everything: a rising star, a legendary director, and Tom Cruise at his most intense. And at the center of it all, a single fateful drink that led to one of the most infamous on-set blunders in recent memory. This isn't just a story about a flubbed line or a missed cue. This is about what happens when nerves, ambition, and a little too much liquid courage collide in the high-stakes world of blockbuster filmmaking. It's a tale that's been whispered about in industry circles, dissected in interviews, and laughed over at rap parties. But today, we're pulling back the curtain and diving deep into the chaos, the comedy, and the cringe of Colin Farrell's unforgettable 46-take disaster with Tom Cruise. So here's what went down. Colin Farrell, the Irish actor known for his charm and a bit of a wild streak, had a few drinks before filming a crucial scene with Tom Cruise. Now, we all know nerves can get the best of anyone, especially when you're working alongside Hollywood royalty. But Colin? He decided to take the edge off the old-fashioned way. Just a little liquid courage before the cameras rolled. It's the kind of move that might sound harmless in theory, but on a set run by Steven Spielberg with Tom Cruise waiting in the wings, it's a recipe for disaster. Farrell, who was still carving out his place in Hollywood at the time, was feeling the pressure. He'd landed a major role in a Spielberg film, sharing the screen with one of the biggest stars on the planet. The stakes couldn't have been higher, and the nerves, well, they were off the charts. So, in a moment of weakness, or maybe just a moment of being human, he reached for a drink, hoping it would steady his hands and calm his mind. The result? Absolute Hollywood chaos. Picture this. It's 2002, and Minority Report is the hottest sci-fi thriller in production. Steven Spielberg, the legendary director, is at the helm, and Tom Cruise is already a megastar. Colin Farrell, the new guy on set, is eager to prove himself. The pressure is sky high, the stakes are even higher, and every take counts. The set is buzzing with energy. Cameras, lights, crew members hustling to get everything just right. Spielberg is known for his meticulous attention to detail, and Cruise is famous for his relentless work ethic. Into this whirlwind steps Farrell, carrying not just the weight of his role, but now, the added burden of a decision he'd soon regret. The scene they were about to shoot wasn't just any scene. It was a pivotal moment in the film, one that would define his character and set the tone for the rest of the story. Everyone was watching, everyone was waiting, and the pressure was enough to make even the most seasoned actor sweat. But before one of the film's big scenes, a pivotal moment that would end up on the big screen, Farrell admits he snuck in a quick drink. Not exactly the method acting technique you'd expect, but hey, everyone has their own way of coping with nerves, right? For some, it's deep breathing or running lines in their trailer. For Colin, on that day, it was a shot of something strong. He's since joked about it, calling it creative inspiration, but in reality, it was a split-second decision that would haunt him for the rest of the shoot. The irony, of course, is that the very thing he hoped would help him relax ended up making everything 10 times harder. Instead of calming his nerves, the drink muddled his focus, tripped up his timing, and set the stage for one of the most infamous on-set meltdowns in recent memory. He later joked it was for nerves, or creative inspiration. But as the cameras started rolling, that inspiration quickly turned into a bit of a nightmare. The lines just wouldn't come out right. The timing was off, and every attempt seemed to go worse than the last. The more he tried to recover, the more tangled his performance became. The crew, initially sympathetic, started exchanging nervous glances. The other actors tried to lighten the mood with jokes, but even their laughter couldn't break the tension. Every time Spielberg called action, Farrell felt the weight of 1,000 eyes on him. The words on the page seemed to blur, his mouth wouldn't cooperate, and the scene that should have taken minutes began to stretch into hours. It was the kind of slow-motion disaster that every actor dreads. A moment when nothing goes right, and there's nowhere to hide. And here's where it gets legendary. Colin needed 46 takes to nail just one scene. That's right, 46. Imagine the director calling action and cut over and over, the crew resetting, the tension building with every failed attempt. It's the kind of thing that becomes instant Hollywood lore. Each time the clapperboard snapped shut, the pressure mounted. Spielberg, usually the picture of calm, started to show signs of frustration. The crew, who had seen their fair share of on-set mishaps, began to realize they were witnessing something truly unique. 46 takes isn't just a bad day at the office. It's the kind of marathon that tests everyone's patience, from the lighting techs to the lead actors. And through it all, Farrell kept trying, kept hoping that the next take would be the one. But as the numbers climbed, so did the anxiety. It was a perfect storm of nerves, embarrassment, and the relentless march of time. And Tom Cruise? Let's just say he wasn't exactly thrilled. Cruise is famous for his laser focus and intensity on set. He's the guy who does his own stunts, who memorizes every line, who expects perfection from everyone around him. He's the ultimate professional, and he brings that same energy to every project. So, when take after take went off the rails, you can imagine his reaction. Cruise, who's used to moving at a breakneck pace, found himself stuck in a loop, waiting for his co-star to get it right. His patience, while legendary, has its limits. And as the takes piled up, so did the tension between the two actors. It wasn't open hostility, but there was a definite shift in the air, a sense that something had gone very, very wrong. Now, imagine being in Colin's shoes. You're standing across from Tom Cruise, the king of on-set intensity, and you just can't get your lines right. Every time you mess up, you feel those famous Cruise eyes burning a hole through you. The pressure? Unimaginable. It's not just about forgetting a line, it's about letting down your director, your co-star, and the entire crew. Every mistake feels magnified. Every stumble echoes in your mind. Farrell has since described the experience as mortifying, and it's easy to see why. The combination of nerves, embarrassment, and the relentless gaze of Tom Cruise is enough to rattle even the most confident performer. And yet, through it all, Farrell kept going, determined to get it right, no matter how many takes it took. That's the kind of pressure that would make anyone sweat bullets, or maybe just wish they'd stuck to water instead of whiskey. Farrell later admitted he was mortified, and you can only imagine the embarrassment of holding up a Spielberg set with Tom Cruise waiting on you. The set, usually a place of controlled chaos, became a pressure cooker. Every light seemed hotter, every silence more deafening. The crew, who had started the day with high spirits, now watched in awkward silence as take after take fell apart. Farrell, usually quick with a joke or a smile, found himself shrinking under the weight of his own mistake. It was a humbling experience, one that would stick with him long after the cameras stopped rolling. Colin himself said, "It went terrible." He's always been honest about his mistakes, and this one definitely takes the cake. He's joked about it in interviews, but you can tell it's a memory that still makes him cringe. In the years since, Farrell has become known for his candor, never shying away from the less glamorous parts of his career. He's recounted the story with a mix of humor and humility, acknowledging just how badly things went off the rails. It's a testament to his character that he can laugh about it now, but at the time, it was anything but funny. The experience left a mark, serving as a cautionary tale for anyone tempted to take the edge off before a big scene. And honestly, 46 takes? That's enough time to film an entire sequel, or at least a few extra action scenes. The crew probably started wondering if they'd ever get to lunch. And Spielberg, well, he's seen it all. But even he must have been shaking his head. The sheer number of takes became a running joke on set, a story that would be retold for years to come. It's the kind of mishap that becomes part of Hollywood legend. A reminder that even the biggest productions can be derailed by the smallest decisions. For Farrell, it was a hard lesson learned, but for everyone else, it was a front row seat to one of the most memorable meltdowns in movie history. But here's the thing, even the biggest stars have their off days. Sometimes the pressure, the nerves, and yes, maybe a little too much inspiration can get the best of anyone. And when you're working with legends like Spielberg and Cruise, those off days become unforgettable stories. The beauty of Hollywood is that it's a place where mistakes can turn into legends, where even the worst day on set can become a cherished memory. Farrell's 46-take blunder is a perfect example, a moment of chaos that, in hindsight, is as funny as it is painful. It's a reminder that behind every polished performance is a mountain of outtakes, bloopers, and near misses. And sometimes, those are the stories that stick with us the longest. So, what's the moral of the story? Maybe save the drinks for the wrap party, unless you want to see Tom Cruise's death glare up close and set a new personal record for most takes in a single scene. Colin learned that lesson the hard way, and now it's a story for the ages. It's a tale that's been told and retold, a cautionary fable for actors everywhere. The next time you're tempted to take the edge off before a big moment, just remember, somewhere out there, Tom Cruise is watching, and he's not amused. But in the end, it's all part of the journey. Every actor has their war stories, their moments of triumph and disaster. What matters is how you bounce back, how you learn, and how you laugh about it later. And if you're lucky, your worst day on set might just become your best story at the bar. Hollywood is full of wild stories, but this one is a classic, equal parts hilarious and cringeworthy. If you love hearing about the real drama behind the movies, the moments that don't make it into the final cut, and the stars who aren't afraid to laugh at themselves, you're in the right place. Because for every perfect take you see on screen, there are dozens, sometimes even 46, moments of chaos, confusion, and comedy that never see the light of day. These are the stories that remind us that even our heroes are human, that even the biggest stars have their off moments, and that sometimes the best memories come from the worst mistakes. So stick around, because we've got plenty more tales from the trenches of Tinseltown, stories of triumph, disaster, and everything in between. So, if you want more wild Hollywood tales, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. You don't want to miss a single moment of the drama. And remember, in Hollywood, the real action often happens when the cameras stop rolling.